Hey guys, welcome back to the Alpha Beta Kappa podcast, episode 3.
I'm Jake, the Alpha.
I'm Manny, the Kappa.
Oh! And I'm Brandon, quitting.
Say it.
I'm Brandon the Kappa.
No, I already said that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm just Brandon, baby. I'm just Brandon now.
And that's Brandon the Beta.
I'm the little beta bitch boy.
Sorry, I had to do you like that.
I actually thought you accidentally did that.
No.
Because I'm going to tell him again. We've already tried this intro 5, 6, 7 million times.
8 million times the charm.
I butchered it the first 2 times. Then everybody else butchered it for me. So
Whatever you want.
all of your guys' fault. But hey guys, welcome back to the 3rd episode. If you've lasted this long, welcome aboard. If you've already listened to our other episodes, you're pledges now. So welcome to your new house. We have a oodles of fucking fun here, dude.
Noodles and boodles.
We are on Spotify, the podcast app, and YouTube. So listen wherever is most convenient to you. But that is where you can find us. If you want to know updates or anything going on with us, you can follow us on Twitter at the ABK Pod. And that is all the information I have. Manny, take it away.
Oh, well, thank you for promoting very early on. I know people don't stay long.
Yeah, usually about the first 5 minutes.
Right, so I'm glad you got that out of the way. I'm just going to give my Venmo now, too, before people leave.
Everybody give their PayPals, Cash Apps, and Venmo. Oh, and in the comments, you guys can put yours as well if you want free money. Because Manny's actually giving away a lot of money. Tell him.
So I started this fake bit that we're doing right now, and I'm going to give you all a lot of money. So go ahead and just pay me money.
But you have to listen because after, I'm just going to assume this may be an hour. After the hour point of this podcast, Manny's going to say a color. And if you hear the color, Manny will Venmo you $5.
Ooh, 5?
Dude, this is good because you want to know what we're doing. We're marketing.
Right.
They have to listen and don't skip because you could miss it. It could be at the 40. I could be throwing them for a
I could
loop.
say it anywhere.
And if you skip, I'll be sad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But Manny is actually, you know what? Yeah, Manny's going to say a color at a certain point in this podcast. It could be in 2 minutes or it could be in an hour. And he'll Venmo you $5 for the first person who finds it.
For the first
Fair?
person who finds it.
You know what? I'll put in another 5.
I hate you.
You know what? I'll match it with a penny.
15,000.
That's you with the 15 grand.
No, but guys, welcome back. We're on our 3rd episode. This is exciting.
It is.
Because I like talking to you guys, and Jake and I had a heated conversation about Game of Thrones, which we are going to keep out of this podcast because we would probably tangent for far too long.
Yeah.
And it's just going to get repetitive bickering. And
It'll just become a Game of Thrones podcast.
that's,
You know what? Let's rebrand.
We throw out an idea about like maybe the weekend after, or like the last episode comes out. Maybe we just throw a podcast in there.
I like that.
Strictly Game of Thrones.
And I was kind of thinking that would be something that's interesting to do because we already said we were maybe going to put podcasts out here and there.
Right.
That one will be a 9-hour podcast. We'll just talk about every season for an hour.
Yeah.
Leading up to
so
it.
8
And then every time
hours.
we talk about a new season, we'll go,
And then people know, new season. No, we do it every episode. We'll break it down episode. Yeah, Brand's virtually useless now. Okay, guys. So anyway, I want to say something, and I wanted to say this last time, but so Manny spoke in a meeting we had recently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you
I don't remember this.
Yes, you do.
Which one?
We had a meeting about a quince we're going to be shooting.
Oh, yeah.
And listen, I have never been to one of those in my life. And so there was a point where the lady we were talking to, she said, "Have you guys ever been to quince?" And I said, "Nope." And Manny goes, "I have." And I was like, "Oh, thank God."
He spoke.
No. I said, "Thank God," because, that may devalue us a bit, not being to one.
Right.
Yeah. And so she now reverted all the questions to him and she goes, "Oh, when they do that part and that part." And me just being the guy I am, I was just like, even though I had no clue.
So when people walk in and then they show the video, Brandon was like, yeah, for sure.
Dude, I was like, oh, I love that part when they do the, what is it called? They always do that.
The betting. I love that.
Yeah, I love the part where we get paid for what we do. But no, it was great though, because it did show that truly his 20% was,
Shut up.
his 20% was really shining, baby. It was a bright day.
See, and this is where I found out where I can talk during meetings, but that's just when the other person doesn't have anything to say.
Right.
He didn't know anything about it.
I had no idea.
So I just talked about
You
it.
add knowledge and value to things Brandon doesn't know.
Spanish,
Which is
Mexican
a
culture?
lot of things.
Okay.
Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
wait.
lot.
How much?
Like a lot. We need a percentage.
So
That's how
thanks
we
for
do
that,
it.
Jake.
Well, anyway, guys, we always, at the end of our podcasts, set a goal for ourselves to achieve by the next podcast. I don't think I did it.
Listen,
Bren, you're a failure.
No, dude, but check this out, okay? I did get close, and I know I got close. Because I did, well, maybe I didn't get close, I don't know. But I did 5 gallons for a fact. And I know that because I actually had the gallons, right?
Right.
Now, I did drink a ton of water, but it was from, other sources, being here, there, hydro flask, I poured, so I don't know how close I got. Do I think I succeeded? Probably not. But I know I got really close. And I know I got close too because my pee was clear.
Yes.
Never clear.
I remember.
What's this? Yeah, I seriously was like, no, it's never clear. And it was for pretty much the majority of the time from, starting or from the end of that podcast to now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting yellow again. We're getting back to normal. No, but I don't think I did succeed, but you were going to say something.
So I was going to say,
you're going to be like, yeah, you're a loser. And
I was going to say, I figured out what we're going to do when we fail.
Oh
man.
And no, I mean, like, it sounds redundant. And like, this is just an idea. You can shut me down, call me a loser. I just think it makes no sense to move on to a different goal when you haven't completed the other goal. So I was going to say,
damn it.
Just like, do it again. Do it, like, do what you set out to do until you finish.
Okay.
Right?
I like that.
35 podcasts. I'm like, man, I made it to 7 this time, but I just got the 8th
I'm
one.
so healthy. So hydrated.
Okay. No, I actually like that.
I
like
dig
that a
it,
lot.
but there should also still be a consequence, like, for not doing it.
Yeah, the consequence is
then I have to drink water
do it
again. No, because I get it though with what he's saying.
No, I know.
Because I feel like
Because you don't want to keep.
I mean,
doing
in reality too, it can get to the point. It won't get to the point because I didn't mean to fail. I really did it.
Right.
It did kind of suck because the first couple days from that podcast, busy fucking days, and then we did go to Chico, which I want to talk about.
That messed up.
That messed up
everything.
a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all failed.
Yes, that messed up a ton. And again, I'm not making excuses. I did still get through 5. Had I had those extra days, I do actually feel like I would have done the 8, maybe even more, just out of randomness. But I did fail, and I'm not making excuses. And yeah, so I will. But you know what? Actually, I think I should still have to complete that task along with a new one.
A new
still.
one?
Because I do want to also motivate myself to do something different.
Yeah.
And if I keep failing the water thing, then I'm just a really sad human, and I can't do anything about that. But I want a new goal to.
Right. No, I agree.
So, but I do like that. And we'll still figure out a consequence. I don't know, maybe episode 10.
Well, maybe this is what I was gonna throw out. Why don't we have freaking Juan Fire, Austin, our producer? Why don't we have him come up with ideas if you're down? And by the end of the podcast, maybe you show or tell us some ideas.
Austin's like, I'd take a shot for every one of you that fails.
So if you can, like at the end of the podcast, we'll see your suggestions and see if those work. Since he doesn't have to do any of the consequences, we won't kind of like. Yeah.
If he's like, I'm not creative enough for that.
You have an hour.
Maybe
if you're
more.
down.
So yeah, because of our Chico trip, I did fail mine because it makes no sense to say I succeeded if I only did it like 8 days and 3 of those days like were failures because Jesus Christ, fucking sitting down and sleeping on the floor is not meditating at all, or like waking up.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable is not doing yoga.
And
so that sucked.
So recap, that was yours to do yoga?
Yeah,
Okay.
mine was to wake up to have like a better routine.
Right, okay.
And that whole Chico trip threw it out the ass.
Oh, yeah.
So
Manny's
was yours, right? Still?
Yeah.
Oh, same thing.
Mine was
Okay.
a lot of things.
Oh.
You failure. Yeah, I failed mine too.
I was like, please don't say you did it.
No, I don't think I had 5 max. That's like giving myself the benefit of the doubt. I don't think I did even that.
It was just like the timing was really, really quite difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I blame the weekend. Never going to Chico again, but don't have to because our friend out there's graduating.
Ooh, I do.
Yeah, you do. Which is
This is the last time though. Last fucking time.
That's true. Yeah. She's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna stay.
Stay. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'll flunk this semester.
So anyway, we all failed. I hope the goals you set for yourself don't use us as motivating factors. Apparently, but yeah, I hope the goals you guys set, you also failed with us.
Yes. Oh,
Because we don't want to be
together.
alone here, But I guess we can get on the topic of Chico. We went out to Chico. You don't know where that is. That's about 7 hours from where we live, roughly, depending on how fast you drive, right?
Like so on just a straight way, it's like it's 6 hours.
Okay,
but obviously with stops and traffic, it's 7 hours.
And we went out there because a friend of ours asked me if I could take her senior portraits, which I had never done before. And so naturally I said yes. And we took that trip, which was, not bad going there. Real rough coming back.
Which is odd because it's usually the opposite sometimes.
And we drove through the night.
Yeah. And that
was... I thought you were going to... Okay, yeah.
What's crappy about like this just being an audio podcast only is people can't see facial. Our
there was pain and agony.
There was pain and agony in my face just now. But it's rough because our first Chico trip together, it was just you and me, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure we both went insane.
We saw things.
Yeah.
You know what?
The road converged.
Yeah.
Into one road.
If you guys don't know what autopilot is, and I'm not talking Tesla autopilot, I'm talking human autopilot. That is when you are not paying attention to the road, but you're so ingrained with your vehicle, you become your vehicle. And you're driving and you're stopping, you're accelerating, but you don't know that you're doing it.
Nope. And then you get to a certain spot and you realize I've been doing that for 50 miles.
I looked at you and I was like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you because I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I don't know. I didn't know I've been driving for the past 30 minutes.
And then you know what I say? That's good. We're going to get there a lot easier now. No, it was the same thing for me though. Not driving this time, but driving the last time. Well, sorry, one of the first times we went, where where you would sleep and I would just think to myself, we're going to die.
Yeah.
But how do I tell him we're going to die without him being a little nervous about it? You
don't like being honest to him.
No, I do. And I told him, I said, hey, the road converged. And I actually thought I was on one road.
See, that's the best part is like if you're on road trips with people that you click with and you have like the same sense of humor, it's fine. Because even if you do die, that's the best part. No, but if you're like on a road trip with somebody that you're like, you like can't really make jokes like that.
Nah, because they're like, hey, you're like, still driving me. So.
And then you're like, I am.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to make it.
Hey, we're low on gas. Also, how did we get here? Because I don't remember. No, but so we did go to Chico for that reason. It was really fun. Jake got a new car, saved us a lot of money on gas. It's a very nice car, 2019 Toyota Camry.
Yep.
Hybrid, cool stuff. Boring topic though, so we're not going to talk about it because who the fuck cares about cars on this podcast?
One tank of gas
with 90 miles left.
Yeah, that shit was awesome.
No, that's good though. But anyway, how did you guys enjoy Chico? I know that there really wasn't as much of a purpose. You know what? There was for you, you slimy sack of piece of shit. I'm pointing at Manny, by the way.
Slimy poopy.
Yeah, we were supposed to vlog. And you want to tell them what happened, Manny?
Oh, we didn't.
Yeah, you did. You darn tootin' right. We didn't. But there was a a big reason for it not continuing. I was shooting her senior pictures, and I walk up to Manny, and I think I was asking you like how the vlog was going, and you said, "Oh, I don't know, my camera's out of battery," and I said, "Huh?" And then you said, "Yeah," and I brought another one thinking it was filled up. That one was out of battery too, and I said, "You a filmmaker, or are you not a filmmaker?"
The photos took longer than I thought, so I was just filming away. So then one of them was full, one of them was empty or half, and yep.
But you didn't charge them before a Chico trip?
There's some in my bag that are charged.
Oh,
I didn't grab those.
Oh, Jesus, man!
Wait, there was stuff in your bag that was charged?
Yeah,
and you
didn't.
I didn't
check.
bring my bag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manny's so 20%. So 20%.
I filmed 100% of that vlog.
I got to call you out on it. You know what? Yes, but also we didn't get to the part where we're going to talk because that's when I asked you, like, we should start up this vlog. And then you told me, yeah, we can't. And I was like, uh-huh. But anyway, so on Alienated, you're not getting a travel vlog. That's what I'm trying to get at. But we live and learn. And next time, check your batteries.
I did.
Oh, really?
I did in Lancaster, but once we got up to Chico, I was in Chico mode.
Isn't that crazy? Like 7 hours difference in the.
The air's different up there.
Oh, so it just drains the battery differently.
Yeah,
Dude, that place was haunted for sure. I can tell.
Haunted?
It drained all my batteries.
Wow.
I know. I said wow too.
I'm gonna kill you, dude. I'm gonna murder you.
No, I wanted to do a travel blog so much.
That's the only real reason you went.
Right.
It's for the travel
Wait,
blog.
he didn't come.
But I still had a blast.
No, he didn't give a shit about that.
I thought.
No, he
He wanted to kiss.
Oh hell no.
We didn't kiss.
Not
though.
even close. Trust me. I said Jake will kiss you, and he definitely said, "Man, travel blog sounds good."
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I still want to travel vlog so bad. So that's
Ooh.
still.
I need to ask you something. It still has to do with Chico.
Oh, okay.
I want this to be kind of like the last part of it, and then we move on. But Manny doesn't really go out and do club stuff.
Right.
Brandon and I love that shit.
Yeah, that's my home.
Yeah. And people like, dude, they're just like dancing on girls. Look, I don't give a fuck about that shit.
I make friends with every dude in the club.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I saw a girl,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I just like to dance.
Yeah.
I like to just break my knees and my hips and get real low.
But we're not like grimy men. I think there's been one time out of, well, you've gone to Chico more. There's probably been one time we've danced with girls.
Yeah.
And it was no more than 20 seconds.
Yeah. Because then they get bored. And I get
Yeah.
bored.
I'm like, listen, I'm actually like a little congested already in this club. So
Yeah.
now that you're here and like I'm wearing your sweat, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Opposite of interested. I want you gone.
So
Snap Thanos dead.
Oh, spoiler.
Holy
Oh
shit.
my God.
Spoiler to Infinity War.
Question.
but Manny doesn't do that stuff.
I don't.
And
Yeah.
Manny gets, and I'm not, making fun of your, your issues. But Manny
what
gets,
issues?
Manny,
Yeah,
Manny
hold
gets,
on.
you get anxiety.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm curious, how did you like it? Did you enjoy it, or were you like, eh?
I'm very anxious the whole time.
I could tell.
Yeah, I would do extremely. It was super congested. I couldn't, and like if I can't move freely, it gets worse. But I did enjoy myself for what it was.
It's good.
It was fun being around
Manny.
the group.
This is how you know Manny doesn't club. Manny walks in with the sweater on.
Dude, I was cold, and then I got hot in there.
Dude,
Yeah.
that blew my mind because I know your sweat problem. And I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
oh, this is about to be real rough.
So imagine that, but times 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's what Vegas is like.
Right.
Yes.
And I did go to Vegas once, but that was like in our heyday of drinking.
Well, but also,
And-
we didn't
We didn't
We did
club
not
when
go
I
to club
we went to
because-
Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And that was
but Warped Tour is more of like you want to be there to see the bands
Right,
and shit.
I've
And
been-
it's not always like,
yeah. That's not clubbing and stuff. We
Yeah.
didn't go clubbing that time.
no, but we go clubbing every time now.
Right.
And,
And I'm
That's
actually
right,
going this time because there's another Vegas trip planned. And I'm
Yep.
going
oh, yeah.
for the second
We're going to
time.
book that.
Yeah.
Who's got to book it? We got to book
gotta
it. Because we only got one thing. But actually, I'm kind of interested that we just kind of brought up we brought up anxiety things. But I want to know if you guys can think of a situation that made you incredibly uncomfortable. One of the most uncomfortable situations you've ever been in. I actually, oh, this is so bad. I can't believe I'm saying this. But you know what? I'm going to say it anyway. There was a time where I may have lied to somebody about being somewhere. This was a long time ago, by the way.
I do that on the daily.
No, but like I almost got caught up, right? And I lied about being somewhere mainly because I was avoiding hanging out with this person. Not you. It's not you. It's nobody in this room. It's somebody that I don't talk to anymore. So, this won't get to them. But there was a point in time where said person was in a room and then another person was in a room. And that person said, or they talked about why we met up so late. And this person said, oh, because he was there. I was with the other person in that room. And that person said, no, he was with me. And I was like, oh, fuck. Because I did not think this was ever going to come out. It did. So you know what I did? I literally grabbed a piece of clothing and I was like, oh, dude, look at this. And I was just like, I was Toro, right? I was just doing this
you were
shit.
diverging
Dude,
the
I was diverting
conversation.
so hard and I was sweating so bad and my heart was beating. And guess what? Got out of it.
Nice.
Never found out I was lying. Dude, it was bad. And let's just say the person that I was, lying to would have been very upset. That was my
funny.
most uncomfortable situation I've ever been in. And I never lie till that day unless it's Austin. Then I always lie. I just thought that was interesting because he said he was like, he was uncomfortable.
Right.
And I thought, hey, let's just, shower them with our uncomfortable feelings.
There were quite a few things that would make me uncomfortable. Up until recently, like going out to eat with my family would be one of them.
Wait, why? Because you never know what your family's going to say?
Because there's always, and without fail, a problem. Whether it's more than, it always happens to my mom.
Okay.
Like my mom's dinner comes out cold or comes out wrong. Something always happens to my mom. And I would rather probably, watch an atom bomb fall on Nagasaki over and over again
Jesus.
than be a part of that. That's how awful it was.
That's pretty vastly different.
I know. I'm being dramatic.
No, I know.
But it's
that's
because
pretty dramatic.
But you're like, because I'm in like this tight space with my family, and usually I go with them in the car, so I can't leave.
Can't leave, yeah.
And like my mom will be like, I don't want anything to eat. And then she's just so uncomfortable. And then my dad, obviously being my dad, he'll always take my mom's side, no matter how wrong she is sometimes and the way she treats somebody else. And there's like, they were servers back in the day, and they're like, there's this level of like, we did it, and this is the level of, this is what we expect. And when it doesn't meet their standards, it becomes this cascading effect of like, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, no, I'm okay. Thank you. That used to really bug me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could pinpoint one specific scenario that put me over the edge, and funny enough, this has to do with my dad. And when I was dating somebody at the time, and we were not allowed to see each other.
Oh shit!
And they took away my car. Yeah, my car, and they would have to drop me off still. So I told them to drop me off at a friend's house. They did. I never went in that friend's house. No, I did, but I told him to drop me off at a McDonald's to meet up with the girl. Mm-hmm. And then my dad was still out and about.
Oh, dude, he's like, I could go for an ice cream cone.
And he's like, hey, where are you? I'm like, I'm out, or whatever. And I'm talking. He's like, you're not seeing that girl, are you? I'm like, no, dude.
But he was.
I think he knew.
Oh, okay. He was testing your loyalty.
Yeah. And then I was like, my heart was beating so fast. And then so like after we were done seeing each other, I sprinted. I Mission Impossible 3 ran to my friend's house for him to pick me up. And I would never want to be in a position like that again. But like, something similar to how uncomfortable and anxious that made me feel. Mm-hmm. Listen, the moral of the story is just don't be in a position where you can't see your girlfriend.
Yeah, that's
or
rough.
To lie.
Yeah.
Because lying's bad.
As you can see from both of our stories, it all involves lying.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Anything for you? You're like, nah, life's perfect.
Life's perfect.
He's
dude.
like,
I'm
last
always
week in
anxious.
the club.
He goes, last weekend in the club, pinnacle. No, everybody's got them, It always seems to be like with the parents or with like a significant other, And it's always like bizarre because, you shouldn't have those situations with that, but
right.
That's just kind of how it goes. Sorry.
I was trying to think the last time it was driving because dude, I get so anxious when I drive to LA or anywhere even near that. I went to a Maine concert, and when I was driving back, this is when it got super bad for some reason. I was driving and I just couldn't. I was like sweating even more, even though it was cold. The AC was on, and I get cold very easily, but also get hot very easily. And then I was driving and I could not keep the car straight, and I was shaking. I was like, what?
And he goes,
happening?
And originally I thought it was the 2 bottles of tequila, but no, it was something very different than that.
Yeah, I was like, it can't be the tequila because I drank that 30 minutes ago.
Why would it hit right now? Manny does not drink and drive, so
no,
don't
That was a joke.
Yeah.
A joke.
That was a joke.
But so I was driving back, and I legit had to pull off from the freeway, and I parked. and I parked in the neighborhood. And
I cried.
and I cried. No, and this was after the main concert. I was already on a high. I was super happy. And as soon as I got in the car and I had to start driving, I freaked out for some reason. And that's the first time it ever happened to me. I never had to pull off the freeway. I've driven in LA before, but this time I had to pull over. And that was the most uncomfortable thing because Shelves was in the car with me. And I was like, if I crash, it's not my life. And I think that's what I was more anxious about. I was like, there's someone in my car.
Well, yeah, of course.
And every time I have anyone in my car, I get so much more anxious. If I'm alone, I think I can pretty much do it. Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't care if I die.
Okay.
As dark as that is, but like, it's
more of
fear
like,
for someone's life.
Yeah, it's more of like, hey, if I get into an accident, it's my fault. I should be the only one that has those repecutions. You know, I get it. I mean, let's just not get into a car crash.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
And take this as you would.
Pooms.
But
I really don't. Here's the thing. Hold on, really quick. Sorry, don't lose your thought. But when I look over and he says something like that too, and I just see like his cheeks come up because he's smiling, I'm like, this is about to be so cynical.
No, it's like, so, that's why I didn't, because I know about your driving anxiety, and that's why I didn't let you drive my car on the way down.
Well, I know.
I didn't know that. I just thought.
No, because that's why I was like so persistent. I was like, I was driving almost 3/4 of the way up, and then I'd let Brandon take the wheel, and then I drove kind of like half the way and gave Austin the wheel for 2 hours, and then I was like, man, he gets anxiety. Yeah, I have a new car.
I think you told us too.
Yeah,
we were in Walmart, and then you were saying that I get anxious.
Yeah. And then I took the wheel. You know, I did you a favor.
Autopilot.
You did.
I did us all favors.
I was super grateful because you said that, and I'm glad I didn't have to drive.
No,
that would have killed us all.
Yeah, and
it might have been the hints. It might have been the hints of like Manny saying, "Oh man, I'm really hot back here, sweating." He was already embodying that anxiety.
I said that.
No, I was just saying, well, in the back of the car, you were just like, "Oh, it's really hot," and you were just sweating profusely. Yeah. And I was like, "Damn, I couldn't imagine you behind that wheel."
So, I was thinking about something the other day. Okay. You know how when people talk about, and we do this, quite often. You know when we talk about something that's like really deep and like something that's thought provoking, and we say how can I put this in words? When we say, I know this sounds cliche. That's our opening line.
Are you talking? Well, this is usually in reference to like when we're talking about love and shit, because that's the only time I ever say that.
Love and like relationship values, like with friends.
Oh, okay.
And things like that. And not so like cliche, like saying things like that, but words to deterrent the gravity of the topic. You know, like, I know this sounds cliche. That's one of them, or I don't want to get too deep. Words like that, or phrases like that to kind of pull away. Do you guys ever like want to not use those words, like, or not use those phrases because it devalues what you're about to say?
Yeah, I really do, and I need to stop saying it because I only say that because I use that a lot when it comes to my relationship now, because my relationship now is like my pride and fucking joy, because it's like a relationship I've never had with another human.
Right.
So when but then again, we're this is like at fault for all of us, is we're sometimes that group where we'll say something and then the other person will go, yeah, that's fucking stupid, or something like that. So it's always like, you feel like you have to open up like that. But then again, I know that if I'm really talking about it and I'm really passionate about it, you guys won't.
Right.
But yeah, I do really wish I could stop saying that. Or like, hey, I know this is going to sound lame. There shouldn't have to be that. So I mean, yeah, I'd love to stop using it. It's just hard not to.
But I don't even think it devalues it. Because, like, let's say if you say something like, not to be cliche or anything, we know, we get what you're going to say. And we know you're just saying that because.
Right.
That's true. I might be a little more hooked because I'm like, oh, what is he going to say? You know?
Yeah.
So you get, I don't know.
I feel like
get it.
With us.
Oh, I thought
you just get it.
You just get it.
I feel like with us, it's like, it's an opener for us. Like, okay, we're going to talk about something that
So we could all just not be like so caught off guard. Because most of the time we're talking about something usually funny or stupid, and it's always like that segue into that conversation. But
I feel like it'd be a much more like again value.
Yeah.
If like with other people that you don't know,
Mhm.
and I don't know, and it could be a me thing, because like lately, I've been listening to a lot of stuff and reading a lot of stuff, and if you come out the gate already putting a deterrent on what you're about to say, people are like,
Yeah.
like why would I want to bother?
Yeah.
Like it's like, saying, I don't want to get too deep, and then you talk about the deepest thing that you express, and
Or-
people are just like, I thought you weren't gonna get too deep.
Or the one that I love. It's hey, I don't want to sound rude or something like that.
Right.
Instantly, you're like, I hate you.
It's gonna be
yeah,
rude.
it's gonna be rude
Right.
because you said that. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Instead of say like, obviously when you say I don't want to be rude,
yeah.
you're really saying is, look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, in certain situations, I understand. With friends, I think. Well, now I'm a lot more honest anyway, so it's
Right.
different. But yeah, before I'd probably just keep it to myself. Because opening up with that line is first of all, it's very aggressive. Because
Right.
now the person is like, oh, well, okay, shit on me. Like say what you're gonna say. It's gonna be bad. Shit all over me.
Right.
And so, I feel like it does add a different context. But now I'm wondering, I don't know, what's a better way to just do it? Because I mean, most of the time I just say, hey, I like this about this, but this is something I don't. Instead of just saying, hey, I don't like this. So that way it's more of like I open with a positive and then I get to the reason I'm talking about it.
Right.
And there you go. You take that as you will, right? You don't need to.
So
But I also don't want to just come out and say, hey, I don't like this. That's it.
Well, yeah. With that being said, would you open it up with something that you don't like and close it off with something you do like, or open up with something you like and close it off?
I would do first like. So for example, I would say like, hey, I like that piece of clothing on you, but this is what kind of gets me, which I don't say, by the way. This is a total fucking if I was in the situation, but I would open up with the what I like first, because if I open up with, hey, you know what, I really hate that collar on that shirt, but those sleeves look good on you. It seems so backhanded at that point,
Right.
So I open up with the good, and again, I would never say anything about clothing because my fashion sense is almost damn near piss poor.
But you worked at Forever 21.
Yeah, piss poor.
Oh.
Yeah, I could buy a $3 maybe less than that. So that's kind of how I would do it. I feel like that's appropriate. Maybe
Yeah.
people are gonna take it differently, right? I could.
You're just easing your way into
That's it. I'm trying to subdue and attack.
Look,
No.
you're cute, but you're also
I'm
really
cute, and I'm
ugly.
kind of quirky. A little quirky. I'm like, oh, collar, so beautiful. Those sleeves, though, cute, quirky. Stop. Austin's looking at me weird.
on fire.
I don't know. What do you think? Am I crazy for that?
No.
Or
No, not at all.
okay, good. So I like that shirt.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
But you don't like how there's holes in my pants.
Yeah, what I don't like is that you're wearing the shirt.
The reason why I bring that up
Mhm.
is like those like deterrent phrases is, kind of like when we say, oh, that's stupid, or, we use
Yeah.
other colorful language to like not put each other down, but to kind of like still always make light of something.
Yeah.
But because it's not that we don't like getting serious about stuff. It's just, it doesn't really happen often. And when it does, it's kind of like a,
Well, we're naturally our instinct is to go to something funny because when we're all together, we're there to have fun,
Right.
and we do have the occasional serious conversations, and those are fine. Those are great. But we're not on this earth very long. So
Right.
I'm trying to really use up as much, things as I can and just enjoy it.
Right.
And sometimes for me, having serious conversations can be a little bit of a damper sometimes, not all the time.
right.
And I do encourage that we have those conversations because you get a lot of value out of that. But I also really just like to hit the ground running and have fun doing it. I don't like to be held back by this idea of, all right, I got to have these every now and then, No, if they come naturally, they come naturally. If they don't, they don't. And I'm fine with that. But anyway, yeah, let's never be serious again.
Right. Oh, I agree.
But no, I like that you bring that up, though, because with our group, we're just we're different. We are different. And people have said we're different. Like our group is very unorthodox and we have a lot of interesting characters.
Yeah, we're
in
all
the group.
orthodontists.
Yeah, we're all orthodontists. One of us has 80% alienish films. The other person.
Thank you.
But no, I do like that you bring that up. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? I feel like you had more to say, and I just took the reins.
No, it's like when I hear or when I talk to like not you guys,
Mm-hmm.
I always still like, always catch myself to not say it because I think, and I don't know if confidence is the right word to use or assured, but I want when people hear me like make a statement or like talk about something that's thought provoking or serious or something has weight to it, I don't want them, or just people in general, not just me. I want people to be a lot more comfortable with what's on their mind and not always feel so worried about, trying to break the ice of, not, worried about bringing something so dense to the room.
Okay.
I just want people like, if the conversation, it calls for it. So for example, I was talking to somebody about relationships, I think last week. It was at work, and people were like, "Oh yeah, one of them was like, "Oh, relationships are dumb," and kind of
they've had a bad past.
yeah, obviously they've had a bad past,
Mhm.
and I brought that up, and they were like, "Yeah, relationships are dumb, and they don't really have any worth." And yada yada.
Yikes.
Obviously, yeah, this person's jaded. And I was like, look, they're not dumb. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And that was the positive affirmation of me, like, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't want to be rude, or I don't,
So he said, I don't want to be rude, but
no, look, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
You've honestly had a bad past, and that's affected your thought on relationships in general, and how you approach relationships. And if you don't effectively change your like the way you think or reflect on yourself and change,
your life
you will be miserable.
Mhm.
Look, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You will be miserable. And that may be rough for you to hear, but that is the truth. And, they took that and they were like, you know what? You're right.
Oh, nice.
And
And so they asked you out.
yes. No. But they were like, you're right.
Yeah.
And they were like, thank you for being, so forward. And I was like, well, I'm thinking to myself, well, if I could be this forward and anybody can be this forward with each other about any topic of conversation that, calls for it, and not be so, reserved about what they have to say, because if they're reserved at the gate, then people will not really take what they're saying with that much, with that much thought.
Mhm.
They'll just be like in one ear out the other. So I wonder if people are like, come out the gate as, strong and positive, and, what they have to say has so much weight, and the other person will be like receptive and be like, oh, okay. And then the conversation keeps on going, and there comes, this positive conclusion. And that is probably the optimist in me that wants it to be like that.
Yeah.
And I'm being hopeful. I don't know. What do you guys think about like stuff like that?
I like your point, and I think it applies to all relationships. And I'm not talking like boyfriend girlfriend.
Right.
I'm talking that husband wife, friends, and everything. There always is that. They could use that, and it's always good to have it. I can't imagine ever being at a point in my life where I literally just didn't have people around me that either loved me or just enjoyed being around me. And I'm trying to say that in the least selfish way. I'm just trying to say that as humans need compassion. That's just how we are. In one way, you could be the toughest guy I've ever seen. You need compassion. If you don't have it, you're just gonna. The emotions will pile up, and all of a sudden it'll become too much weight on your shoulders.
Right.
So I like that, because I think everybody needs it, whether you're afraid to say it or not. And I think that gets into what we were saying earlier, where we may make jokes, we don't have the serious conversations, but sometimes we do. Right. And it's nice to let that out. And we all know deep down inside, we love each other. Mm-hmm. And we really don't say it. which I don't know if that's really like a curse or not. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't
either.
always need like positive reassurance.
Like
you know,
the
I know
love
where you.
yous?
Huh?
The I love yous?
Yeah, well, or like just like every now and then, you know, just saying, hey, you're doing great.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It's we don't really have that, but I mean, for me, I don't feel like I'm lacking it by any means because
Right.
again, I have people around me that do that already, whether it's my mom or my girlfriend, they do that. So I have that, you know,
Right.
and then I have you guys where it's always going to be the, hey, how could we make you better by
Right.
pushing you in this direction,
Right.
saying something that is going to change you as a person and maybe in the artistic realm, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm all for that shit. But I think everybody needs it. And if you say you don't, you're a goddamn liar.
yeah.
Goddamn liar. You goddamn liar. Sorry, I just, you know. But yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
So with like the being forward part, it also like caring is a big portion of that, because like that person, like your coworker, could have said that, and you could have thought that, but you could have like not cared to give your input.
Right.
So it goes with that, because a lot of times, so coworkers have those talks. That's always a big thing. Like, I know so much about my coworker, but after work I never see them.
Right.
So you know a lot about them, but a lot of people don't have that conversation simply just because like they don't care to.
Right. 'Cause they're just
After I
coworkers.
clock out, I'm not gonna see this person. Why do
Right.
I gotta tell them their life shitty? I'll just leave it at that. I'll just say okay, and I'll just hear them out.
just like, all right, man.
Yeah, cool. He cheated on you again? Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
He's amazing.
Yeah, instead of saying, "Oh, you should dump him. You should do this," blah blah, blah like
Yeah.
that. If it's like,
Right.
and those are like the people that you I don't know if you would even consider them as friends, just because after work you don't even talk to them.
Yeah.
So it comes with the, do I care about this person enough to say that?
Mhm.
And that's why I don't think people even like people do that whole forwardness towards others, because they don't care enough to. And
there's that
if you
level.
have that selected few that maybe you will, but
Yeah.
that's just because you actually care, and you will actually, that'll kind of even affect you. Like,
Mhm.
not to be like selfish, but it could affect you as well, because they're
Right.
in your inner circle, and so you want to see that change.
Yeah.
You won't see the change if your coworker does it. Like that'll, once you said that, it was probably over. That situation will never come to you.
Yeah. Even if there's people in your inner circle, like I have somebody that I care for, to an extent, because, you know, I've been around them. I've, you know, hung out with them. I've worked with them. But they do not like to be, there are people out there that do not like to be psychoanalyzed.
No.
They don't like to know that they're being read
Mm-hmm.
and figured out, because they're so guarded. And, you know, when I get to know this person, in reality, they don't have any real reason to be guarded. For some reason, and this is for some people, they just don't like other people figuring them out. And they don't like to be told other ways to be, like, you know, other ways to approach their life, because they always think that they're right, or that I got my life figured out, right?
Right.
And despite that, you know, I'd like to still be a positive force in that regard, and like, hey, look, this is what's going on in your life, and I can see it. You may not, but this is what's happening, and you can make this change, or you cannot. And if you don't, it eventually will destroy you in some regard. And they'll go off the deep end. And like at that point, you're like, what do you do with that?
Right.
And at that point, and this might sound a little cynical or whatever, like, you're just gonna have to give those people up. And if I did that to this person, that's probably what's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to give this person up, like in my life. And you know,
Is it because it's affecting you, or is it because they don't want to change?
if they don't want to change and they're still actively a part of my life,
Mhm.
then that in some capacity like has an effect, right? into my life, because that's like that's like energy that is stagnant and like negative that is bleeding into my life, right? It's like, having somebody, you're close with,
Mhm.
and you want them to change, but they're not going to. You're like, oh, but I really care for them.
Right.
And that weighs on you, because that care and that love is like, ugh, like it hurts you, and you keep them there because hoping that they will change one day.
Right.
And you come with the decision is either you cut them out of your life or you don't, and then you just bear their burdens.
Mhm.
And do you guys think I have my answer? I'm just curious on your guys' thought. How confident and how assured of yourself, if someone in your life is like that, how willing are you to just cut them off? And this goes for family too.
I actually just I just had pretty much this exact conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Where?
It was on our competing podcast.
Another podcast?
No, I'm kidding. But no, it was on our friends Nick and Caleb's podcast. I will plug it because we all enjoy it and it's a good podcast. It's called the Nick and Tub Podcast.
Wait, who? I'm just kidding.
I know Jake doesn't even know it. Yeah, so you could check their podcast out. But I did have this conversation with them, and I'll reiterate what I said there. So throughout high school, I was always, and I kid you not, always ugly. And I couldn't figure out. No, I was always the guy that people came to when they had relationship issues, problems with anything else, mainly relationship issues, because that's all fucking people had in high school, it seemed like. And I was always the guy they would come to, and I kept giving him, the knowledge I had, which, I'm not a psychologist, so I don't have proper knowledge to give you, but I was giving what I could. Now that started to bear weight. So what I now do, because this lasted out of high school and
into our heavy party days.
And I realized that damn, this is a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I need to cut this off. How could I do it in a way where I don't need to get rid of the people, but I can also influence the people in a more positive way? So what I decided to do was change my lifestyle, because my lifestyle wasn't always all willy-nilly positive, right? And I thought that, hey, you know what? I should be a beacon where people can see my stuff and maybe think about what they're doing in their life and realize, hey, you know what? He did this. Let me try this, without coming to me and asking me directly.
Right.
I've already known that this has actually influenced people, because people have come to me and said something. There are, I don't know, my birthday came around, and a mutual friend of ours even mentioned to me that, hey, happy birthday. I just want to let you know that you being positive has also made me more positive. Just seeing you is contagious, doing the things you're doing in the right direction. And it's now helping me pave a different path for myself.
Right.
That's what I figured out is the best way. And now what I'm seeing is that if people want to take it, they can. If they don't, I'm not losing any breath, because it's what I live. It's my life.
Right.
So I realized that was the best way. I could never really cut off people from my life, because I'm just not like that. However, all I can say is, listen, I can't give you what you need. All I can say is just, do things that are better for you than worse for you. Because you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I'm a filmmaker. I'm not a fucking,
right.
I'm not a psychologist. So I can't really help you. And the shameful part is that, people will still come, and I will happily help them. However, I can't unless they do it themselves. So that's what I like. I've really just set myself up to be kind of a motivating factor. And again, I'm very present on social media, and now I really push for, hey, go and do something for me, it's more go and do something creative. But, that really is a general thing. Go and do something that's going to distract you from the shit happening over here that's not cool. Maybe this is affecting you in your family life. Go out and do something that's not with your family and away from your family. And if people keep making excuses, again, I'm not there. I got to live my life, and I got a lot of life to live,
right.
But also maybe limited time. because who knows how long I have to live. So I can't be there for everyone, right? I gotta, I have to live my life. So that's all I do. I try to be more of a beacon now. And I've really changed my social media presence because I feel like that is where most of the people I know see me. So I don't really ever say something negative unless it's a shitty episode of Game of Thrones. But even then, like that's as far as the negativity goes. I don't go on like I used to, and I don't say, man, today sucks, because somebody else might see that and they might go, yeah, today does suck. What I do is I go on there and I go, you know what? Today I did this and that. It felt really good. I would challenge all of you to do that. So when they read that, maybe at the slightest they do it. If they don't, then they've at least read it and didn't feel any more sad than they already were,
Right.
I kept them stagnant, or I made them do something. And that's the best I can do. I can't live that high school life again and continually tell people, oh, you should just do this and you'll be all right. Because I don't know. I'm not validated. What I say is not validated. I didn't go to school for it. I didn't learn any of that stuff. I only have natural human instinct like other people do. So that's what I do. Later.
Bye, Brayden. No,
all you hear is footsteps and a door shutting. They're just gone.
To answer the question, I don't think I could cut off people.
Mm-hmm.
I think I care. Will hold on to the last until they die. No, I think I care too much. I get what's it called? Connected easily, or what that was?
Easily connected to somebody.
Yeah,
sure.
You're
like
yeah.
Emotionally connected, maybe. You put your little,
emotionally connected.
Mm-hmm.
Super quick.
Yeah.
So that just will make a bond where I can't. I want to see them succeed. I want to, even if they're at their lowest, I don't want to, because then that's also like kicking someone that's down, even though you're not doing it like on purpose. Let's say they do come at you and they are holding this weight and it is affecting you. Cutting them off as just like not texting them or not like being a part of the life anymore could also be a kick while they're down. And that's just always what goes through my head. Maybe that's why I'm so anxious. I'm just thinking too much.
You're moving a lot right now, and it's freaking me out.
Yeah, see, because I'm just thinking too much. No, but yeah, that's why I can't cut off anyone.
Yeah,
Jake's like, nah, that shit's easy.
He said I can cut off.
I mean,
yep.
Yeah. Did you answer? No. Huh?
No,
Okay.
So the answer for me has always changed, and it's gone back and forth in different times of my life. I was always a big proponent of, if they're not evolving with you, and if they're not growing with you, cut them off. I feel like that's slowly changing for me as I step into the realm of, health and fitness and growing as a human. And I have this mentor that I talk to, fantastic human being, and she really ignited a new thought. And everyone is like a light, right? And just have to find a way to turn them on and light them up and say, hey, you can do great things. And whatever you do, when whether it's making cars and building bridges, who fucking knows? Like, everyone is destined for greatness in some capacity, even if they've done horrible shit. And as I'm growing as a person every day, I'm getting rid of this idea of, if they're not growing with you and if they're not evolving with you, cut them. It's refreshing to know that I'm taking this step and thinking differently, because now it gives me a bigger purpose, and in also reaching a different audience. Because I would always look for people that have potential. Like I see the potential, right? Like, on purpose. Like they've already have some momentum as a human being, rather than none. And now I look at people that have absolutely no starting point, and tell them, hey, you have the ability to be great. We just got to find it. So when it comes to the people currently, in my life right now, everyone has gotten the ball moving, right? Everyone is moving forward in some capacity. So I'm very, very, very grateful, but I'm surrounded by people that that are moving. But I am also looking forward to surrounding myself with people that will be challenging to get them, moving. And because that's going to be part of my job. That's going to be part of my, my profession, my career, my livelihood is kickstarting people that have not even begun. So yeah, I was just curious on what your guys' point of view was about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad you're changing because cutting off people was pretty sick and cynical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never think anything good comes out of that.
And that had a lot to do with me too, as in viewing the oh, what are they doing to benefit me?
Yeah.
And
see, then did you feel like maybe that's a little selfish then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. And my thought process was, okay, they're not growing with me, so they're not benefiting me.
Right.
And if they're not benefiting me, I don't need them in my life. That was my thought process.
Yeah.
And now that has changed. I don't need anybody to benefit me because I already benefit myself.
Right.
By living and pursuing my livelihood every day and being better every day. So I don't need anybody else. So when I'm surrounded by others, that is already a byproduct of me living my life and igniting other people. And so I welcome people as much as humanly possible, if they're willing. I obviously don't go out of my way to involve myself with people that don't want it, because then we're kind of that's kind of like fighting something. I wait because again, you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to do.
And you don't want it because then it's like unwanted stress.
Right, exactly. So, yeah. It's been a very self-fulfilling process.
Well, that's fun. I really hope. See, actually, this is great because that was a serious topic. We're humans. We did it.
Right.
We just did it, guys. All right, back to funny shit.
And not to get too deep.
Yeah, and not to get not to be too deep.
Yeah,
though.
sorry, that was real cliche.
Yeah, no, but this podcast is a real hit on that. We can do that because we've already done that. We're not like, we're not heartless humans.
No, I am.
Are you?
No.
Hey, Manny's wearing a Def Leppard shirt. I'm so goddamn glad you wore it on podcast day, baby. Manny, name 3 songs by Def Leppard.
Pour some sugar on me.
Yeah.
No, I only brought that up because
I knew it would bring up a topic.
Yeah, dude. I looked over and I said, "Oh, thanks." Running out of content. No, there's a Macklemore song, and at the beginning of it, he says, I got a Guns N' Roses t-shirt, but I only know 3 songs or something, or don't even know the band or something like that."
So,
and my first thought is like, Manny, because then he continues and he says, but I just thought that shit looked cool. Do you know who I am? Some stupid like that. But then when he said that, I said that to Manny. I was like, Manny, it's you that he's talking about.
I only have this one shirt.
Yeah.
So me and Brandon did a wedding. We did something before like a party.
Yeah.
And we only had dress shirts and I didn't want it.
Oh,
so we went to Walmart and we got graphic tees.
Mm-hmm.
He got like a cat shirt. I got this Def Leppard shirt.
Oh, I do have a cat shirt.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that is.
It's like a space one. But I got this one. I don't know. I only know Pour Some Sugar on Me. I don't know this band at all. But I only got it because I liked it. And I was like, I don't think I should get it because I don't hate it, but when people wear shirts of bands they don't like, it just bugged me for some reason. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's the Nirvanas,
yes,
and the Guns N' Roses.
And I don't know why it bothers me. It's just like clothing, but it bothers me. And then I got this shirt. I was probably so tired after a wedding. I got it. Then I was just contradicting myself when I got it.
But you know what though? I don't know. isn't it weird? I feel like this may be something that not a lot of people have, but I know when I walk in a room, and I've already proven this is right. I could really like learn a lot about a person just from the first 10 minutes of meeting them.
Oh yeah.
And I've already, proven that by just people I know. And I've got to know them more. And I was like, this is exactly how I knew you would be.
Right.
It's the same thing when somebody wears a band t-shirt and I look at them and I go, you don't know that band. Some about how they walk, some about how they look. And I'm like, you don't know the band. Every girl that went to our high school that wore a Nirvana t-shirt, you don't know them. You don't know the band.
They can name all the songs.
I know, and
like,
I just get shit. No, I'm sure there are plenty of them, but there's some people and they crop top it, and you're like, yeah, dude, you don't know them. You don't know them.
Crop top.
First of all, you don't crop top the Nirvana t-shirt because it's not edgy anymore.
Right.
I don't even know why it bothers me, and I don't know why it bothers. Do you know why it bothers you?
No,
because it's just clothing.
No, because
Says
you know what?
Nirvana.
If I like a t-shirt, and you know what? For example, I didn't know what Pink Dolphin was. My dad brought me home a shirt. Now, this wasn't me going out and buying it, but my dad brought me home a shirt, 3, and he said, pick out of these. And I said, oh, that one. I didn't even know it was Pink Dolphin. Didn't know what Pink Dolphin was until I walked into a Tilly's one day. And I saw, oh, it's a brand in like Tilly's? Okay, cool. So I was wearing that t-shirt, and I didn't even know what it was. I thought it looked cool. So am I contradicting? Absolutely. Now, is it a little different, though, with a clothing brand versus a band? Yes, I think it's a big difference. I don't think because I mean, what a lot of people just wear shirts that said Nirvana on it.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's cool if you don't like the band. And then they would wear the one with the face. I get that because that's like that's a cool design.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when they wear it with just the letters and they don't know the band, and then I feel like if you ask them, they go or you say like, oh, like, do you like the band? They would go band, and they have no idea. But for me, I think it's a little different because that was a clothing brand.
Right,
and of course, they're making it to look cool. You don't need to know who they are. And also, their name was written in Japanese. And so how the hell am I going to find out anyway? But yeah, I don't know why I don't like it.
Yeah.
And now it's getting me so heated.
Maybe I can, for me, try to answer that. Let me psychoanalyze you real quick.
Don't psychoanalyze me, please.
I feel like it's this sense of ownership. It's like I own that knowledge of that band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I own the thinking of I know these songs and I've seen YouTube videos and stuff like that and all this other stuff. You've invested time into it, and you may not even own a fucking Nirvana shirt.
Yeah,
I sure as hell don't, and I love that band.
Yeah, that band's dope.
And when I see somebody wear a Nirvana
I just love
shirt,
when they stick their tongues out. Ah, shit, that's Kiss.
and you see somebody who wears a Nirvana shirt, and you're like, "Oh, what's your favorite song?" They're like, "I don't know, it was the band," and they're like, "Oh, you're a fucking poser." It's that poser, that poserness. It's why you it's like you're buying something just to look cool or be a part of something that you're not really a part of. But then you sit back and reflect, and you're like, why the fuck do I care what they do with their life?
If anything, that in some way may have been funding somebody involved with the band now, since it's not a band. But, maybe it's funding somebody. So, why the hell would I give a shit? But no, I don't know. But you're right, though. You feel like you put time in it, and it's almost like disrespectful a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't know. But you know what? It's only with certain bands. I know for a while there was a AC/DC is another one. AC/DC they sell it's the shirts they sell at a Walmart. That's just really incredibly accessible, and it's those bands that are just, and I think that's why it bugs me, is because they're just, I don't know, it's so
because
accessible.
it's different if you see somebody wearing an Asking Alexander.
Yo, yeah, you're like, oh, you know that
band
because you're not wearing a monster that's throwing up fluids to look good.
Right.
You know that band. But anyway, stop flipping. What is wrong with you guys, dude? Sometimes I feel like our producer should just go somewhere.
Austin's is a distraction for sure. We should on fire him. I love that.
I love that about us.
I love how we just came up with it by ourselves.
Yeah, definitely not already coined by somebody else.
Yeah.
Fire.
Fuck you, Austin.
So I've been listening to and I don't know, bug the shit out of you, but I've been listening to a lot more Joe Rogan than anybody should ever be admitting.
That bugged me.
No, I was because we were talking on the Chico trip. because on the Chico trip, I was talking about like, dude, if we listen to 3 Joe Rogan podcasts, we'll be there. We'll be there. But and in fact, it'd be only 2 Joe Rogan podcasts because they're so fucking long. So, so what I'm gonna say is going to tie into a bigger point. So I'm listening to a lot of his podcasts right now.
Were you about to say hip hop?
Hip hop. I'm listening to a lot of hip hop right now.
While I'm listening to his podcast, so I don't know what he's saying, but I know sometimes the lyrics match up.
He brings a lot of people that talk about things that are important.
Okay.
But like you would think if like someone, if you traditionally listen to a podcast of people just talking about stuff, it's just like, this is not like too important.
Yeah.
It's just like, it makes you think about other things. This, like, he brings up like scientists and politicians.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, he brought on someone, not yesterday, but like I listened to the podcast yesterday, some guy talking about genetic manipulation. And right now I'm listening to like one with this politician who's going to run for president. And she's talking about how we need to change the infrastructure of the government, blah, blah, blah. And you listen to it and you're learning, right? You're learning new information and you retain the information. And then you want to talk about it to other people.
Yeah.
So what is your opinion on like people? So for example, I listen to the podcast about genetic manipulation and then I start talking about genetic manipulation to you guys. Like I'm a fucking expert on the subject because I just got done listening to a podcast for 3 fucking hours about genetic manipulation.
I can write a book.
I can write a fucking novel.
Yeah.
No, it's, you listen to a lot of like deep knowledge. You obviously don't know the specifics about it,
of course,
but you know like the general topics and like what can happen and what, how it can affect people, right? So what is your opinion on like taking something and talking about it for like a good amount of time? For me, I do it to retain the information.
Yeah, of course.
Like I'll go out of my way to talk to somebody about it, to keep it in my brain so I know about something. And so if it ever pops up, I'm like, oh, I know it.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're talking about like telephone? Like
kind of like telephoning the information, but like obviously not falsifying.
Right. I think it goes how you deliver it. Because if you talk about it like you do know everything and not prefacing it as if you do know it like completely, like you've been studying this for years.
Right.
Yeah. So as long as you like are clear that this is the information I know. I don't know a lot about it, but this is like I said, this is what I know.
And you can tell the difference between somebody who's just telephoning information.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's like he said, she said kind of thing, right?
Right.
You're never going to be able to reiterate the same thing they said in the fashion they delivered it in, and it'll never be as proper and as factual as they delivered it in. So it's always kind of scary too, because it'll be one of those things where you tell me something and I say, oh, that's cool. But I tell somebody else something. And then as we're doing it, things are slipping up. And now things are information that you need is just leaving, right? We're paraphrasing more and more and more. And I'm not saying that always happens, but it's always like, I don't know, it's always genuinely kind of rough to continually, tell other people. I think the best thing you can do is say, hey, find 3 hours and listen to this, person on Joe Rogan.
Because a lot of the times it even comes to where like, from what I can remember,
exactly,
it is,
and
you could say the wrong thing,
dude. So I mean, Jesus, for example, well, this doesn't, I don't think, really have much to do with that, or maybe it kind of does. I don't know. We were playing this game, Exploding Kittens, at our buddy.
It definitely does
at our buddy's house, and we're doing myself, Jake, and Manny are doing a bunch of things that this guy has no idea about, right?
Right.
And he goes, no, that's not the real rules. And all of us are like, no, that's how we were told, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so just like it. You're right. My bad.
Yeah.
And we say, no, that's how we were told by somebody else who was told by somebody else.
But, and that person was told by that person's younger brother.
Yeah, so all of this information is now completely out the window because all of it is now wrong.
And we were also so sure
we were
of the wrong information.
Oh, dude, I was like, nah, dude. Our friend told us this.
I was ready to fight him.
And you know what? So we jumped the kid.
Yeah.
And come to find out, just read the instructions because it's all right there. No, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's just misinformation from one person to another to another. Literally, there was 5 people that had wrong information about this one game, and just start a wildfire because he's now dead. We killed him.
Yeah. And
I'm coming out on the podcast. I'm outing us.
And that goes into a bigger thing too. If that can happen to something as simple as a card game,
it can happen to anything.
It happens to anything, dude.
That's why I hate, and man, I made this apparent a long time ago. I don't even tweet shit like this anymore. But I made a tweet and I said, if you come to me and you're telling me about somebody else about something or what somebody else said, you can go talk to them because I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Because if I hear it and I try to reiterate it now, it's not coming out the same. I'm done with that shit because there's just falsified information. And it's just so improper beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing. I hate that shit. So that's why, like, when you start talking about something you heard, I'm like, Jake's wrong. No, not all the time, but to that extent, that's something very scientific and you have to know what to say, when to say it,
right?
For it to be, properly,
But I think it can go without saying someone can be intrigued about a topic.
Absolutely.
So like,
and what I do love is, and this kind of goes into what we were saying before, not necessarily you start with the positive and end with the negative, but it's also kind of, you got to put some groundwork first. So you got to say, hey, listen, I like what I did here, and you have to make sure that, you don't know everything, right? But like, I have heard this cool thing, and you tell them, and just throughout the story, you need to make sure you continually let them know that, hey, this is just what I kind of know, right? This isn't right. Okay, this isn't going to be completely right. And granted, it could, but, again, it's never going to be reiterated properly. So, see ya.
Later, dude. Have a good one.
And someone, again, can be intrigued by a topic.
Yeah.
And then they can go out of their way to actually go do research on their own.
And
I mean,
that's
it's
the
all
best way to do it.
The internet is a fascinating thing.
Do it.
It's a fascinating resource because you can find that stuff online.
Yeah, and it's easy to find.
Yeah, unless it's top secret bullshit.
Yeah, but
I mean, if you don't know about it,
if it's on a Joe Rogan podcast, odds are it ain't top secret information.
So if I cared enough to go look up genetic manipulation,
you can go educate yourself.
And I'll go educate myself, and then that's something I can hey, this is how I figured it out, and then I read this article and this article, and then I become more knowledgeable.
You're a viable source.
Yeah,
I agree with that. You always need to have things to back what you're saying. It's just everybody can have your opinions, but make sure you're able to back your opinion because if you can't, then
more than one resource.
Yeah. Usually
you're only getting it from that one.
I don't want to be like, hey, Manny told me that you did this, and they're like, well, where'd Manny hear from? I'm like, I don't know, but I heard from Manny, so it's right.
Right. The one source never.
Yeah, the one source. Yeah,
never works.
It's always you need to know the both sides of the story. That's the same general thing, I guess.
And that's why people love hearing, according to this article or to this author or to this, they don't give a shit about the author.
Yeah,
they don't give a shit about any of that.
No.
They care that you actually read something that's quote unquote viable and it's documented and it's sourced. No one's if I went, Manny told me to go bench 200 pounds for 10 reps and that would give me a bigger chest.
I'm telling you, it'll work.
other compared to data shows that if you bench this much weight for this many reps and taper off and yada yada yada, you'll gain size because of it. It's completely different. People will listen to that more than Manny just told me to do this and it happened.
Manny showed up one day and he said I should try to squat 1,000 pounds, and so I did it, and it was really easy.
Listen, if I ever saw somebody coming in and squat 1,000 pounds,
1,000 pounds today,
and then I asked him, "Hey, how did you get to that number?" What,
he goes,
"A guy." So a guy just told me to do it, and I did it. I jump out a window, 100%.
And if the gym doesn't have a window, you make a window,
and
you jump out of the window.
Exactly.
Isn't that right, Austin? Dude, I love having somebody we can talk to off screen that doesn't reply. It's just the best thing ever, dude. No, we appreciate Austin. I also said on Nick's podcast, I was like, you know what? It's nice having somebody that can flash us when it's an hour and also flash us.
Yeah.
His,
And flash
yeah, you
us.
already know. Yeah, you already know.
If
We
you
finish
make
each
the joke
other's
out,
sandwiches.
sentences,
Okay,
Yeah.
dude, you idiot.
But also just him not talking. I love that.
Is
Too.
it's great when I can look at him and I'm like, I can say something, and he could, but he doesn't out of respect.
I'm here.
Oh,
no.
fuck off, dude. Well, guess what? I'm taking that portion out of the podcast. No, it's fun though. You guys having fun with this podcast? We're only 3 episodes in, and it's like, I don't know. It's cool. It's fun. It feels natural.
Yeah.
You know?
So if this
As
was,
I'm like the tensest I've ever been, it feels really natural, doesn't it?
it feels natural because like I look forward to it.
Yeah.
If this was like, if we like did our other podcast scheduled, I would have 100% fucking postponed this podcast. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because when we're like, we have to get this out because there's a likelihood I'm not going to be here Friday through Sunday.
Mhm.
And I don't want to do it Monday, the day before it's supposed to be out.
Right.
So we did it, we're doing this on a Tuesday, a whole week where it's supposed to be out.
Yeah.
And because I give a shit and I want to,
Yeah.
do this. And,
Gotta designate time to it.
right. And
Yeah.
like we were supposed to say, because we're recording this like pretty late in the night.
Yeah.
And I got to go to sleep and I got to wake up early.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Same.
But I love talking to you guys and talking about shit that matters and like to us and to people who can listen to this. And you know what? I don't care if I lose a little bit of sleep because you know
Oh,
what?
I love
I
you.
love you guys.
I said it.
What?
I said it.
I didn't
love
even
you.
hear it.
Oh, damn it.
You gotta speak up, dude. Remember,
Oh.
one fist.
One fist.
Oh damn, I wanted to say something to that. Oh, that reminds me. Maybe that's why we failed this whole gallon thing because we usually have way more time. So
well, I mean, yeah, but again, the Chico thing.
so in my heart, I did not fail.
yeah, in my heart,
I had more time.
I am a winner.
Mm.
I like lying to myself.
I like giving myself a good excuse. No, I really stopped doing. Okay, so Austin has told Manny. Well, he's told me too, but I'm also just naturally smarter. No, but Austin has told Manny to put a fist in front of his mic when he talks. So I look over at Manny, and every time he's about to talk, fist in front. Like he doesn't know a fist length, man.
Well, it's because I'm so comfy and
Yeah,
I'm
you're so
relaxed
cute,
back here.
dude. Yeah, it's
Oh.
actually really awesome.
Ooh,
Wow.
You could say it.
I love you. Oh my god, I was getting so
Oh my
used to it.
Oh, dude, I'd be so pissed when he just walks in and goes, "I love you." And I'm like, "All right, dude, I'm over it now because it's so disingenuous." No,
Love you,
I'd be-
Austin.
oh, don't do that because you know what Manny does do all the time.
Funny jokes, man. Thank you.
Such a funny guy. Sometimes, rarely, 20% of the time, is Manny will we'll just be on a road trip and he'll go, I just miss Austin, and Austin will be there. And it's I just look at him and I'm like, I'm gonna hit you. Because he just does that because he knows that he doesn't care right now. But it'd be really funny. And then you know what you do? He always does this to our friend, well, I'll use his alias, Virgin. He'll always just go, "Man, I miss Virgin." And I'm like, "No, you fucking don't." No, you don't.
I love her.
I know. That's what he says. Disingenuine. But I'm actually thinking he does miss Austin. I really do genuinely think when you're away from him for more than 5 hours,
I grew
you
an
miss him.
attachment.
I thought you were joking when you told me he did that.
No,
Oh, no, I do it
No,
a
he does
lot.
that, dude, all the time. And I kid you not, it just random moments. He'll be laying down and I'll be setting up something, or we'll get ready to film or something, and he'll go, "Wish Austin was here."
Yeah. And I'm there for it. And
Yeah.
I get pissed because I look at him. I'm like,
I'm like,
fuck
just
up,
stop,
dude."
dude. This is all just a facade. That's
Yeah.
all it is. It's a goddamn lie. Fist in front of the mic, Manny.
Damn it.
Can we just I want to foam like Hulk fist to just put it in front of the mic for Manny. Yeah, Endgame was cool.
Do we want to talk about Endgame?
Yeah, sure, we'll talk about Endgame.
Yeah, dude.
I said
fucking
Hulk
Tony
fist.
Stark dies.
No, you know what? No, hey, no. If you haven't seen it by now, you don't want to really see it. You
Right,
don't really want to see the film.
Yeah, look, you got a week, and it's been what, 3?
It's been no.
2, I think.
Yeah.
Or,
Really?
Well,
Dude, I have
if-
no concept of time
I
when it
think it
comes to
just
shit like
came
that.
out, dude.
wait, when oh, yeah, the 26th of April. It's been well, yeah, about 2 weeks, maybe a little bit more
Yeah.
than 2 weeks.
When it comes to shit like
Actually,
that,
it's more or less 2 weeks.
I have no concept of
I
time.
mean, and the
Hey,
Russo brothers
you
said
get
it's fine.
2 weekends. Opening weekend and the second weekend. And if you don't see it after that, it's kind of like a rule, right?
that's
like
pretty,
an
that's pretty
unwritten rule.
generous.
And they even said, Monday
said it too.
you can spoil.
Yep. I believe
If
it
you
was
didn't-
it was an interview with the Roos. Well,
The
I don't know if
Russo
it,
brothers?
I don't know
Yeah,
if it was
it
an
was-
interview with them, but
yeah, it was the
somebody
Russo
did.
brothers.
Was it the Russo
Yeah,
brothers?
they said
or
it.
one of them. I don't know.
Yeah, and one of them said, or he was asked, when is it okay time to talk about that? And he said, once it hits Monday, he goes, or this was like when the second weekend was up or
Mhm.
whatever. He said, once it hits Monday, go crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's really fair, even though spoilers everywhere, but that's okay because you know what, I saw it opening week. But yeah, we could talk about Endgame. I think Endgame was
Neat.
what?
Neat.
Yeah. No, I think it was cool. I mean, it was I feel like it was a pretty good way to end this, you know, massive franchise. And of course there's going to be more, you know, they're calling it phase 4. And that's cool. I don't think it's going to be nearly as cool. It's going to be very hard to follow
Yeah.
or follow up to, you know, this giant hero saga, but I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited for it. Endgame was dope, but one thing about Endgame is that I felt like they could have ended it earlier and gotten rid of 30 minutes of that film.
They could have got rid of 30 minutes of the beginning.
Yes. That was just a bunch of, hey, that's not important is happening. Let's put it in so we can, but I don't know. Part of me wonders, you know, when people add up the run times of the
Mhm.
films and it's like you know, I love you 3,000 minutes.
Oh,
I wonder
yeah.
if they really tried to milk that for that. If they did, brilliant. If not, then cut it down by 30 minutes.
Oh.
Because it adds up to, 3,000. And I didn't do the math, so this could be wrong information. What we were talking about before, I'm reiterating, could be wrong. But I don't know. I think it's right. I'm taking the social
I didn't
media's
even know
word
that.
for it.
That's
Yeah.
kinda cool.
So there's.
It's not right.
It doesn't add up to exactly 3,000.
Oh.
It adds up very close.
But this is a fact? Or are you now reiterating wrong information?
Reiterating a photo that somebody posted of them doing the math.
Was it
Twitter?
the right run times?
I don't know.
See, this is where it's like so black and white. You know what? Just for the sake of it being dope, I'm gonna say it's right. No, I don't know. If somebody did the math, they did the math. Fuckers. So yeah, I don't know, but I felt like a little long, but it also didn't feel like a 3-hour movie.
It didn't.
But I
which
think a
is
lot.
odd.
Yeah, but I thought a lot could have been cut out. I pretty much think all of them got pretty fair screen time for how important their characters were. Granted, the 30 minutes was, could have been gone, but that's okay.
Or different.
Or that's true. I love Black Widow's death, unexpected too.
That was
which I really
very
like
unexpected.
that. I really like that. This is going to contain spoilers. As we said, like the two really but I also fucking love how it starts with the Hawkeye scene.
That part.
Incredible,
Yeah.
dude. I really like that. And it was already a dagger in the heart. Very
sets
sad.
the tone.
Yeah. And so I just was like really depressed the whole movie.
Yeah.
Fun.
Dope that they went in there on Thanos' planet and they're like, hey, dead.
Yeah, no, dude. The Thor fucking that was amazing. Yeah, well, how do you feel about Fat Thor? I know you have opinions about it. I thought it was actually pretty funny.
I love it.
Yeah, I
It gives
thought
me more confidence.
You're like, hey, I could even be a god if I was chunky.
No, that pissed me off.
Really?
I didn't like that. Thor is a god, and then they just made him fat just because. And I'm pretty sure they did it just because I think he is too powerful. So giving him a handicap was a way to kind of cop out of it. Like Thor isn't gonna come save the day because he's fat now. So let's give everyone else.
But
a
like
chance.
he could still do the same thing.
But he didn't. Did he? No, he didn't.
I mean,
he
he
didn't do what he did in the first one.
Well, yeah, but that's good. Well, what do you
he
mean? You
was drunk
meant Infinity War?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was drunk and fat in this one, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, to me, it didn't really by any means degrade his character.
No,
I think
it made his character better. It made him more human. And that's what they were going for, to make Thor more human. The problem with that, though, is
he's not.
they want to make Thor more like comedic and more relatable. And that's
Yeah.
what they did during Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, dude.
And-
Which, hey,
Yeah.
sorry.
Hey, people got to reevaluate their fucking
Yeah,
choices.
go and
in movies.
rewatch it and realize it's not good.
Yeah, Dark World's better than that shit.
I don't know. That's assuming pretty low.
But my problem with Fat Thor is, so I like it in the beginning, like when they first introduce him, right?
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, oh, he's fat. He let himself go because he's sad because he didn't, save everybody. And then when they go back in time to the best Thor movie, they, he's like wallowing and he's sad.
Yeah.
And then his mom is uplifting him and, pushes him to be like, hey, you got shit to do. And I thought it would have been really cool for him, when the lightning strikes, when they go fight Thanos at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like the lightning strikes and he's like fit again.
Yeah.
Because he's a god.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, the lightning strike and it fucking braided his beard. Lose the weight. Dude. Why did you braid his beard?
You know when he's coming down, he's like, fucking ponytail on my chin would look nice.
So that would have been badass. And I don't know if it's just me overthinking this PC, like not everyone has to be buff, like to be a superhero.
The fitness guy coming into play now.
No, but that's right. No one has to be buff or ripped or fit to be a superhero. But at the same time, too, Thor is the god of thunder, right?
Yeah.
And when you think of god of thunder,
It's a powerful title.
It's a powerful title, and he has to like be this powerful figure.
Yeah.
And like again, I get it. It's this. You don't have to be physically fit. You don't have to be, ripped to be a powerful person. I got that. Halfway through the movie, I got it. All right.
Yeah.
So like I thought it'd been a really cool point where, he utilizes his power to, transform himself because he's gained the confidence to utilize his power and kick ass again. If it was a bit much, after a while, but that's just me being a shallow piece of shit.
Yeah. Jake's fat shaming. That's basically what we're getting at here. He's fat shaming, and that's he's kicked out now. So Manny, you and I, here we go. 80-20 together forever.
Yes. Thank you, 20.
Thank you.
Did you say your thoughts on Fat Thor?
Well, I did. I actually just, I liked him. I thought he was cool. I thought he was just like, I don't know.
I did enjoy him.
Listen, Marvel is built upon their comedic relief. That's literally what they've always been built upon. And that's why their movies do so well, because it's for all demographics. It's always going to be funny. It's always going to be that. So when it came in, I was like, whatever, dude. Thor's always been this real badass. In Infinity War, he literally had maybe the coolest scene in the whole fucking film.
That shit was so fucking
and so
awesome.
why not take that character that is really badass and that film was super cool and then just say like, fuck it. He let himself go.
He's the funny fat kid now.
He's the funny fat kid. And I think that, I don't know, for me, it wasn't really like too terrible. I actually really dislike Hulk. Sorry. I don't like how he was half human, half, I thought that shit pissed me off. What do you mean? I know it pissed me off. I thought that shit might have pissed me off. No, I didn't like it. I just didn't. It wasn't, to me, it was actually really gross CGI. And it was
so weird.
It was so weird to look at, and I didn't like it, and I couldn't take it seriously. That was really the only thing about the movie that really pissed me off. And unfortunately, Hulk was in,
It wasn't Hulk, and Thor wasn't Thor. That's the only thing. Thor, like he said, was this powerful human, and now he's fat. And it was funny.
You can be fat and powerful, man. I got two fat shamers on the podcast. Was he?
Was he fat and powerful? I don't think he was.
Well, I mean, sure he was.
He was fat and drunk.
Well, it's because fucking Captain America's like, nah, I'm taking your hammer now, fool. Bye.
So here's my thing with Hulk. I loved him. No, it was definitely shocking, like to the eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the milkiest CGI I've ever seen in my life, dude.
I really think they should have just committed, and he's like I took the brain and the brawn and put them together. You know what you should have done? Just made him the regular Hulk.
Yeah.
And just have him talk.
Yeah.
Right? You don't need to make him look like this humanoid freak.
Yeah, dude. It was so weird.
There's a photo that Austin just showed me, and I know we've all seen it, but they take the color out of the Hulk, and so it's just Mark Ruffalo, and he looks roided as fuck, dude.
Yeah. It should have just been the Hulk, how he is, just smarter. not this, half Hulk, half Bruce thing.
Yeah, I think he was essentially just Bruce.
I know, just Bruce
Yeah.
with a tint of green
Because
and a
he
little
didn't
more
do
roided.
anything.
He didn't.
All he
Hulk
did was,
smash.
snap his fingers. Bringing everybody back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean,
and when they went back in time and they saw like real Hulk
Yeah.
smashing shit.
Yeah.
And then he went he's like,
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. You're degrading the fucking character of who Hulk is. Granted, Hulk is already a stupid fucking character to begin with. So
but like if I want to see Hulk, I want to see him absolutely chaotic
Yeah.
and just beating the shit up.
and
'cause
every
that's
time
bad.
they've done that,
Yeah.
it's been badass.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fucking insane, dude, and I love it. And this whole time, he's not even cool. He's
Right.
not even cool anymore. I don't want to watch a scientist. If I want to watch a scientist, I'll go watch a sci-fi film fucking about scientists. I don't want to see a scientist that's green because that's not cool.
Green and big.
I will agree though that, and this is not Hulk anymore because I'm getting angry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so
You don't like to see me when I'm
Hi,
angry.
I'm the Hulk. Hit the nay. Just how dainty I feel like Hulk is now.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I do agree. One of the greatest pieces of cinema ever when Doctor Strange fucking ports everybody. But I think that,
That
and
was
then
so cool.
and then the line drop with the Avengers Assemble and then the song. It has to be one of the best. I won't say the best. I won't. Because I don't think it's the best.
Dude, it's up to the chills.
Oh, it's up there for sure.
Everyone,
I agree.
the whole theater was in uproar.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was so
Yeah, my theater was
tight.
like, eh. And I was just nobody was happy. They're like, eh.
What are those
Who's Doctor
circles?
Strange? No, I mean I know people that don't know who Doctor Strange is, and so I'm like, but you're watching Endgame and you
Dude,
don't know who literally brought everybody
Right.
back here.
I didn't watch Doctor Strange until after Infinity War. Because I watched Infinity War. And
Really?
I had not watched
Jesus,
Doctor
so you're just
Strange
looking at
before
the sky and you're like, okay,
Well,
I
dude,
get
in
it.
Infinity War, he was like, dude, this guy's bad.
Yeah, he's
ass.
fucking sick. He plays a big role too,
Yeah.
a huge role.
And then
Yeah.
I watched Doctor Strange again, and then I watched Infinity War again.
You're like, oh, that's Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's like, oh, he's a guy with the cape that flies by itself. That's sick.
Yeah, when I saw Infinity War, I just wanted to see what
Oh
what
yeah.
he
Well,
was
I know a
about.
couple people like that, and
Yeah.
I don't think you really. Well, I mean, yes, you should see Doctor Strange before Infinity War, but
Right.
you get the understanding of what he's doing in Infinity War,
Yeah.
where you can kind of.
I just essentially Doctor Strange just tells you how he became who he was.
Yeah.
You
And-
know who? We didn't need to say Captain Marvel movie. I didn't think.
Well,
we
no, I
needed
don't think you do. I think they only really needed that to introduce the character into this world.
And I like Captain Marvel. The movie was dope.
it. It was one of the weaker films.
It was bad.
I do think it was one of the weaker films. I do agree.
And-
But however, you know what? That's really man. Those are always such bold statements because it's very hard
It was
to
a weaker-
outdo a Marvel film.
Yeah,
with another
that's the thing.
it's very hard. But
I enjoyed Captain Marvel, and yeah, I don't think you had to watch it because she can't. Man,
well,
just-
no. I mean, I don't. No, you definitely don't.
Yeah.
But if you know of her, you're fine. You don't.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know, dude.
I thought what they did with her in Endgame was perfect.
Yeah.
They showed her she's powerful, but she also got tossed up by Thanos for a little bit.
Yeah.
And like she was like, I was scared they were gonna make her like a big piece.
It was
Like,
going to be very highlighted toward.
yeah, that's what I thought.
No, she came in like every now and then. Did a really badass scene.
She's like,
which
hey,
was
I'm
super
here,
dope.
here, I'm
Yeah.
gone, I'm
Yeah.
back, I'm gone.
I mean,
was
like she said
okay.
earlier, she talks about how there was other shit going on in the universe, so she's out doing shit, elsewhere. So I think that was kind of cool. But it was like, you know what? I feel like they need help.
Yeah.
And she comes out at the perfect time. So no, I thought they did well. I actually really do. I mean, I get it with the day and age. You got to do the whole female part, which I thought was cool though. When all the females band together, or they talk about how we're gonna need something powerful to take this down, and then all the women. And I was like, you know what, dude? Like, it kind of sucks because I feel like they were forced to do it, and if they didn't, then fucking reamed because they didn't have that.
Right.
But which is unfair because again, you didn't need it, and I'm not saying that because I'm not about like, hey, yeah, fucking equality, great. But what I'm saying is that kind of sucks. They're forced to do it.
You know what's because of how
He's like, I hate women.
no, it's how like social climate is and whatever.
Mhm.
I don't think it's as bad right now. I only said I don't think so. I wouldn't know. I don't have a Twitter.
It's been the same since you got off. So I mean, whatever.
But like, it's like one of those things. It's like if everything wasn't as as it is,
Yeah.
that would have been really cool to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And they probably meant to do it from the get go. But if it because of how things the way they are, it automatically feels like it was forced in there.
Okay, I actually agree. I do take that back. I don't think they were forced to do it, but I do think social climate influenced them to do something like that. But it was cool.
It was cool.
So I'm not mad about it.
Yeah,
and Valkyrie, underrated.
Yeah,
Valkyrie's
great.
fucking sick.
She needs her own movie.
I agree. Completely agree. She's fun. She's cool. Pegasus. So why the fucking I'm sold. The fantasy creatures and shit. Why are you looking at me so cute, Austin?
But I thought it was so funny, like, all these powerful females, and then poor Peter Parker is just like,
Oh,
hi, I'm Peter Parker.
yeah.
Like, he's just this-
that was that's so funny that he was swinging in at that point, or he's just standing there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, he's a female.
Oh,
Fucking knew it.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is a transvestite Spider-Man.
Hey, you heard it here.
You heard it here on the Alpha Beta podcast.
You can resource
When it
us.
comes out and when it's true, we said it.
We said
On
it
a
first.
Tuesday, whatever the fuck this day is.
14th.
May 14th, we said it. So, see ya. I'm just going to keep
Later,
continually
later,
doing it.
Brandon.
I'm just going to leave. But
you know what? But that right there is like, I'm gonna word this very.
be careful.
very
Be careful.
carefully.
This is gonna be the end of Alpha Beta.
Podcast could really kill you. You know?
No, it's let me give a disclaimer that I do not have a problem with.
I love
with-
this dude because, oh man.
Because if I didn't say
Yeah.
that I don't have a problem with
Yeah.
somebody, people take what I say out of context.
Hold on, dude. You
Dude,
got to
this
do
comes with the beginning, like full circle.
Yeah, because
don't have to preface yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, with stuff like this, you have to preface yourself.
Yeah.
So let me give you a disclaimer. I do not have a problem with homosexuals, and I do not have a problem with transvestites. Do what you want. I don't care. Look, I kiss boys sometimes. I'll say it. I kiss Brandon and Manny in Austin. Listen, I am hesitant for the future of Marvel films, of them forcing, lesbian and gay stuff. Like Brie Larson, for example, she's like, we need gay representation. Is Brie Larson even gay?
I don't think so, but
So-
again, don't know.
Yeah.
So, fucking don't want to give you the wrong answer.
Brie Larson came out with like, we need LGBT representation now in these films.
Yeah.
And if we don't, there's going to be a problem. Why? The sex, the sexual orientation of, or like, the attraction of a superhero doesn't add anything to the superhero, because at that point you're just pandering to a specific audience to come and watch your film,
Yeah.
which makes it even worse than not having it in at all. Find a character, that has been written in the comics, the recent comics, and then introduce them as that, character if they're a lesbian or gay. And then you take it even a step further. And then someone's like, we need a transsexual superhero now. Like it's that one step at a time. People love to take it a step further and a step further and a step further. You're eventually going to piss somebody off, and then you're going to halt production, or you're going to stop movies because people or actors or someone in the crew felt like they were not represented in some way. Look, man, just watch the movie. Just watch the movie, act in the movie, and let the writers and the powers that be, like, just let them do it.
That's what
because there's movies out there for those people.
Mhm.
There are. You have to look. I mean, like, people are just they want to feel represented, which is fine, which is cool. I have no problem with people who want to feel like they're represented. But if you do it in a way where it feels forced and disingenuous, it's like it feels off, and it makes the tone of the movie and everything else feel so disingenuous. I don't want a disingenuous film. I don't want Marvel and Disney to, give us a product that not everyone can relate to, or not everyone feels, like they can connect with, because someone in production or an actor was like, no, we need this. I'm not going to be a part of it if it's like, if we don't pander to this audience. Mm-hmm. And I don't think like anyone from the LGBTQ community is saying we need it either, because I don't think they really care.
They have more important things to attend to right now.
They have much more important things to worry about than representation in a Marvel film. I don't know. Like every time, like, we talk about it, and Brie Larson is such a shining example of, people who say stuff like that. It's just like, why? Because, they're going to do it. They're going to write Captain Marvel as, as a lesbian figure. They already had it. They already had the breadcrumbs in there in the first movie. You can pick up on it. I mean, just let it happen.
Do you see Jake's career in 10 years going down the shitter because of this?
I know. It's like headlines.
Jake hates transvestites and gays.
Hates trannies and gays. I'm like, all right.
They're like, dude, I'm just instructing people how to lift weights and shit, man. I don't like, no, I mean, I wonder what like people like the writers and directors have to say about it. That's the thing I'm most interested in, because ultimately, they make the film, and I wonder how influenced they're going to be by that idea of, these people pushing for certain things. But I don't know, man. That ultimately, that's up to them. Can't do anything right now. When I'm famous, sure.
Right.
Yep.
Sure, but I can't do anything right now about that.
We'll make the first gay superhero.
Ooh, Spider-Man comes down, he goes, I'm gay. And that's like his first line.
When he's like, hey, gay here. No, but I mean, like, if it... don't add it or don't do anything if it's not going to make the movie any better. Like, all I want to watch is a good movie with a good story, with a good character development. As long as the bells are ringing and she burns the city, that's fine.
Then we're all good, dude. At the end, she goes, I'm lesbian. And Jake goes, nah, dude.
Nah, dude.
It's fucking... Hey, if you guys get that reference, kudos.
Kudos.
But,
man.
I mean, that's life, guys. I'm fucking done here, dude.
Well, as you guys know, as we come to a close on every podcast, we set a goal.
Damn it.
Like
I always forget about this the whole podcast.
I know. So we're on top of our goals that we have to
complete, because we all failed,
we're adding another goal.
Oh, I know what I'm.
Have you? So you want to go?
Yeah, I just figured it out right now.
Kiss more boys?
No.
Kiss more boys.
I don't. Not because I have a problem with it.
Are you
Brandon's
sure?
career, 10 years, in flames.
Yeah.
All it takes is a one-liner, No, so, yes, I'm thinking about 8 gallons of water. No, so I got to do my 8 gallons of fucking water. I'm just so mad. So what I want to do is, because I don't think I branch out enough in terms of working with different people in like photography or filmmaking or something. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to set a goal for myself, and this will actually potentially be a tough one. I want to work with 3 models or people I know that will model for me that I haven't. So that's my goal by the time of next podcast, because I really haven't lately, because I am, effect heavy and whatnot. I haven't been using really a lot of people. I've just been doing things with, things that aren't real. So, I want to start working with people and, branch out more and just kind of connect and, bring people into my life. So that's what I want to do. 3 different models or people that can model for me by next podcast.
Gotcha.
Austin's saying no, so I'm going to 7 models? No, 15.
Okay, Jake, how about yours?
Well, I want to be one of those.
I already worked with you. I already worked. You can't do it.
I didn't.
Those aren't out.
I haven't, but you'd be a cop out. I won't do it. I'll still do it, but I won't.
Let me think.
I
want to lift all those models up.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm gonna be able to lift everyone.
Stack the 3 models and
Stack
lift
them
them
on a pyramid and just press them.
Okay. So on top of my water.
Yes, because we both suck.
I wanna, and I tried this before, and I just didn't do it. I want to watch at least. I wanted to do like
Be careful.
A movie a night.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can do one movie, or I can do. I don't know if
You
I can
could do
a movie.
anything. Now, you could put a contingency though. You could say like, "Hey, I want to try to watch a movie. However, there's contingent that I may fall asleep, but at least
start it.
At least finish the movie. You don't have to finish it in the night, right? But you should finish it.
Okay.
I don't know. You're like,
these are 2 weeks, so like.
Yeah. So I don't. Manny's like, I'm gonna shoot 2 miles. He's like, no movie.
I'll try every night because why not? I
Yeah,
can.
Why not?
So every night
You can drink your water every night.
I can drink my water while I watch these movies. I want to watch more movies because
Mhm.
I mean that's the field we're in. We make movies, and I need more inspiration and stuff.
Mhm.
So I think that would help me in the long run. So I want to watch a movie at night. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as I actually find some sort of joy and I can get something out of it. So yeah, one movie every night.
What I'd like is for you to write them down too, and
I'll write
then
down
you
everything.
could say which ones you did, because then we can talk about that. All right, Jake. He's like,
So-
yeah, I'm thinking about lifting the girls.
Yeah. So to keep it like, thematic with creative here, by the time we record our next podcast, I want to have written a short film for you guys.
Damn, we're gonna shit it down the drain too. That just sucks.
No, it's gonna be good.
No,
Annie
that's cool.
is coming.
Shut the fuck up.
Man, why'd you spoil it?
Oh,
No, yeah, I want to write a short film.
okay, I like that.
I have kind of the genre
Mhm.
already in mind, but I am open to keeping it because I don't want to, focus niche it, but I want to keep it in the umbrella of what the idea I already have, and I'm really excited because I've been thinking about it for quite some time. I just kind of need to sit down and just go, and this is a perfect time to do it because if I fail, I'll hate myself.
You know what I want you to do? So typically when somebody's pitching a script to a producer, they're given an allotted time of really just about 3-4 minutes to pitch it and to give them your best synopsis in the shortest time. So what I'd actually like is when you finish it, maybe we'll do that at the beginning of the podcast. And once you do that, I can shit it down the drain and rewrite it myself. No, but once you do that, what would be cool is kind of do maybe like a little brainstorming session like we usually do to show people how we come up with our films and how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll put you on a timer too. 5 minutes. Give me all you got in 5 minutes, because here's the thing. You're really supposed to grasp somebody's attention in less than 2, right? So we could even do it the real way, or we can do it kind of like, let's just for now. But we'll decide that when it comes. But that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So
I like that. So have him pitch it and we'll talk about that in the next podcast.
Yeah. While we're drinking our gallons because we didn't finish yet.
Right, 'cause most
I'm
likely
on my
finish.
last gallon before. I'm like, oh Jesus.
I'm watching a movie on my phone.
Yeah. The whole podcast. All right. Well, that concludes it, guys. Thanks for listening to our 3rd episode of the Alpha Beta Kappa podcast. Again, you can listen on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube if you don't have any of the other ones, but wherever you want. Again, our Twitter is @ABKPod. That is where we will post all of the links to our episodes, and that is where you can follow us for more updates. Fuck,
It's
dude.
ABK_podcast.
You didn't even say a color. Say a color.
No, I did say one.
Oh, you did?
No.
Oh. Say it now just because it'd be funny.
I'll say it eventually.
Oh, you're not going to do it in this podcast?
No, I still will. Just which
I hate you.
green.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Later.